What is going on, world? Welcome back once again. My name is ZacNovak and this is ZacNovak Plays Games. In today's video, we've got, well, Spider's Bounty. A little bit late, but roll intros. Let's get into it, and I hope you enjoy. Alrighty, so getting straight into the video, I do want to state apologize again that this video is late. Now it's later than I did actually wanted. I was supposed to do this video yesterday, but ended up having to actually go through and redo it simply because my Elgato played up and the footage was corrupted. Always good, always grand, but anyway. In today's video, as you guys can see, we do have this week's Spider Bounty, which is the Silent Fang. Now we are on the EDZ. It isn't really too hard for this actual, well, whole entire challenge in itself, the whole wanted bounty. I will actually state it is one of those things where you can get a fair amount of XP if you do kind of just go through and kill everything, which I was doing simply for the fact of, well, it's double engrams and it's going to be double engrams for another like week and a bit, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, at the moment, as you can see, we are running through the area where there is a bunch of enemies after you've dropped down that little circular room thingy. So once you've actually cleared out the enemies in this room, you're going to pretty much just run through and keep following it all the way actually till the end. There is going to be a little area where there is explodey shanks. These explodey shanks you need to actually destroy. Grab these balls and then throw them at machines like this. Now they are all glowing, so they pretty much do stand out, but be aware that when the actual shanks do drop, they usually drop 2 balls. So that is one of those things where one ball can be used on the machine, the other ball can be used on the big guy, or both balls can be used on the machines. Now the big guy is this guy that we are firing at, and as you can see up in the back of the room there was that actually exploded little thing. Now what we got to do is destroy pretty much all the shanks. There is going to be explodey shanks, snipey shanks, pretty much standard shanks, and yeah, the explodey ones are the ones you want the balls for because, well, you can destroy these machines. After you've destroyed these machines, you can then deal a massive amount of bonus damage to the big boss, which in itself does actually make this pretty simple and pretty easy. But I will actually have to tell you guys, be aware and keep in mind that do not actually, get up close to some of the explosions simply for the fact of they do deal a lot of damage, and well, if you are lagging, it is one of those things where it can cause a few problems. Enemies can be teleporting and some things are a little bit, haywire. Keep in mind though, when you actually do go through it, most likely you won't have the lag that I'm experiencing myself because I'm on Wi-Fi, but stating that in itself is one of those things. It's just one of those things. Anyway, these shanks in themselves, keep in mind they do spawn out of each of the doorways, and after you've actually taken down a massive amount of, well, the big boss's health, there will be some more shanks that spawn with some servitors. Those servitors have to be destroyed before you can actually even deal damage to the boss, so it means another actual enemy you have to throw a ball at. So keep in mind you can actually fast track this and kind of keep one of the balls available so you can actually just destroy the servitor when it does pretty much straight up appear. But as you can see, what I do is use one ball on the machine, one ball on the big guy, and then pretty much just blast him as fast as possible. His health will go down pretty easily, and these guys are one of those peoples where they'll just non-stop try to come up and kill you. So keep in mind that moving and being actually active and mobile using your agility is one of, if not the best practices to do during this. Now the servitor in himself will actually protect some shanks, so if these explodey shanks do go near the servitor, he can actually protect them. But yeah, it's pretty easy to kind of just, kill the shanks, get the balls, throw them at the machines, kill the shanks, throw them at the servitor, then kill the shanks and throw them at the big boss. If you are doing it in a strategic way, it's pretty much just doing circles around the room, keeping yourself mobile and staying active against all different enemies. I was running Void Lock because, well, I really like Void Lock and it kind of just makes things easier for me. I think I did actually have a mask on. I'm not too sure if I did. Then it was one of those things where, no, I don't have a mask on. Okay, so I don't have a mask on. If you do have a mask on and you do want to actually go through this and, actually complete some of the haunted forest stuff for Amanda Holiday while doing this, you can, but it's going to make you a little bit weaker, and it's one of those things where being higher light level is always going to be preferably better. I mean, you don't have to be massively, amazingly, 600. You can even be 585 or 565 and still go through and do this. It's pretty simple, this actual challenge in itself. I will actually state this challenge, which Spider Bounty and the Ascendant challenge, they're both kind of in line with being as easy at each other, but they are still nonetheless a lot of fun. Now just keep in mind and be aware that don't do that, because yeah, you die from the shanks, and if doing so you pretty much just respawn back. The guy hasn't actually lost any health, they don't really have to worry about that, but the machines will actually come back up and you will have to destroy them once again. It isn't really too difficult. Keep in mind that if you do stay alive and you don't die, then you don't really have to worry about this, but it is one of those things where even if you do die, even if you are lower light level, it doesn't really matter too much. Now I think what I'm using in this actual, well, thing is shotgun, of course, because I really like shotgun. That is the Dreaming City one, which I cannot remember its name at the moment, it escapes me. I'm pretty sure using the Horror Story, and I'm also using a grenade launcher, which I'm pretty sure is like Play of the Game or something like that. It's a very generic rocket launcher, a grenade launcher, not rocket launcher. It is not Edge Transit though, so yeah, just keep that in mind. I'm not using Edge Transit. If you are using Edge Transit, nothing against you, you're probably part of the community that's also sick of actually getting that as a drop. Now, I haven't really seen it too much as of recent, but Through the Fire and Flood is one of those ones where now I'm just pretty much getting that non-stop. However, keep in mind, it is one of those things where, hey, if it's 600, it's still pretty cool because you're leveling up. So, as you can see, these guys here are a little bit of, well, let's just say assholes, and you have to pretty much just keep moving. As I did state earlier, movement and agility is one of going to be your best friends in this, but one of those things where if you do actually do stuff like I'm doing and mess up and throw your ball at the wrong spot where the guy's teleported, you don't really have to worry too much, because most of the time it's going to spawn or teleport near the servitor, and you can just throw that ball at both of them and deal some massive damage. Now, once you've actually destroyed everything and the servitor is down and you've actually destroyed all the shanks that do come out, you can deal that final finishing blow to the big guy and get your loot. Now, I will actually state that going through and doing this every single week is one of those things, it's going to make you slightly a better player, simply for the fact of there is certain challenges that if you do get them down pat, you can actually run through and do it really well. And if you want, even speed run it, because there is a lot of people out there that I have seen that have actually been speed running the, well, Ascendant Challenge and this Spider Bounty challenges, because, well, they can, and it's one of those things that it works. And as you can see here, he's pretty much blasted, he is destroyed, and I have won. I am succeeded victorious, and there is still a bunch more shanks and stuff around me. So when you do actually kill the big boss, just keep in mind that they do not actually cause all the enemies to despawn, so you can get that little bit extra, you know, bit of XP. Don't forget to also open up the chest for that little bit of XP in itself, and let me know in the comment section down below what you guys actually got from this challenge. If you guys did actually watch this video to complete it, then oh my god, you guys are amazing, and thank you for your time. You guys are awesome. Seriously, thank you again for actually watching this video. If you did like, leave a like down below, leave a comment, let me know what you got in the comment section. Do all that good stuff, and I'll be Sharon like Karen Eve. He was at Sharon. But until next time, this is ZacNovak, signing off. Peace out.